Hello guys, and welcome back to Football Manager 2023, and welcome back to Poland. We are the manager of Wisla Krakow in the Polish top flight. We're looking to tick our Polish nation off the list. We're doing extremely well here in Poland. Things are going very, very well, and I'm very, very pleased with how things have gone. You can see down here that it's come up this year. We've picked up the Manager of the Year back in Slovakia. It's come up halfway through the Polish season. Obviously, I believe it's come up at the end of December. So we've moved ourselves onto 11 personal trophies now with that Manager of the Year. We've also picked up a couple of the Manager of the Month awards here in Poland as well. So things are going very, very well. And we're at the point now where we're looking to round this season off. Our first full season here in Poland. We're obviously going to have a rundown of how things are going. We're also doing really, really well in European competition as well. So we'll go over what we've done since the last time you were here. We'll have a look at the squad and how things have worked out for us. Right, before we go through the fixtures though, we do have a little bit of housekeeping to do in terms of transfers, players who have come in. I'm not entirely sure if the last one you saw was Chizoba or Seneschal, but Geoffrey Seneschal is here anyway, coming from Bayern 2. He's been playing as the inverted winger on the right hand side. He's done reasonably well. League wise maybe not so much, but in the cup he's done particularly well, and he's improving as well at the age of 22, so quite pleased with Geoffrey. Elian Murillo. Now I know I showed you these guys last time as future transfers, but they are actually here, so I wanted to show you how they're doing. Again, 6 appearances in the league, 3 goals, 6.91. Not the greatest, but again, he's another one who is starting to show signs of improvement. Even at the age of 26, his composure up here in his analysis DNA, his DNA analysis is very, very good, and he's quite good as a going forward sort of player. So I'm quite pleased with Elian. Ronnie Amakodo is the Dutch centre half I was telling you about. Now he had a fantastic debut. He scored a hat-trick on his debut as a centre half, which was really, really good, and that has boosted his average rating up to a 7.3. But again, he's done particularly well. He is more of a second string player though. He's my bench centre half, despite the fact he's actually made 4 starts for us. But again, another one I'm quite pleased with. And then Lazar Markovic is one of the new starting centre halves. He's done okay in his 8 appearances since he's been with the club. A couple of assists, but he's pretty decent defensively, and another one I'm quite pleased with, the 28-year-old Austrian. So in terms of the schedule, since you were last with us, of course, last time you were here was the highly disappointing 0-0 draw with Pogon. We then took on Katowice, and we made up for the 0-0. It was a thumping 6-0 victory. Felter, Higor, Amakodo with that hat-trick, and then Kwiatkowski with the goals in this one. A fantastic performance from the whole squad. We really, really dominated the game. And going through those goals, we've got Higor bringing the ball down the left-hand side, cuts back onto his favourite right foot, pulls it back to Felter. A thumping finish into the roof of the net for 1-0. Second goal came not too long after. It was Lazar feeding the ball forward to Kwiatkowski, pulls it across, and Higor's there just to tap it in to the virtually empty net. Next one, this is where Amakodo really stepped up. First one was a header from a free kick from Rajkovic. I believe his second one was also a near post header. It was indeed. So those near post headers are still working unbelievably well in FM23, and he finished his hat trick off from the penalty spot. Great performance, and we made it another one before half time. Kwiatkowski, poor goalkeeping there from the Katowice goalkeeper, but 6-0. And we followed that up with another decent display, this time scoring 4. Kwiatkowski, Higor, Korgi and Luksak with the goals in this one. We did concede one though, unfortunately, but again, it was another dominant performance by the lads. Fantastic play. And we scored the first 2 goals in the first 10 minutes. Good work in the midfield by Rajkovic to pick the ball back. Korgi feeds Kwiatkowski, and it's a nice little finish by the Pole. It did go to VAR though. But not long after, we made it 2. Like I say, 2 up inside the first 10 minutes. Korgi cuts back onto that right foot, feeds it across. Lucky deflection into the path of Higor to make it 2-0. Radomir did have a player sent off in this game as well, but it was towards the end. The game was already over. Kwiatkowski turning provider this time for Korgi, to fire into the roof of the net for 3-0 after 22 minutes. Radomiak did get one back towards the end of the game, though. The attacker there, whose name I'm not going to pretend to announce, was unchallenged into the penalty area, but Luksak finished the job off at the end of the game for a 4-1. Next game was a little bit closer against Sandekia. Piatek grabbed the hat-trick in this one from centre midfield. All of those goals coming in the first half. Sandekia did peg us back in the second half to 3-2, and it was squeaky bum time again towards the end of the game. Sandekia were probably the better team as well on reflection if you look at the XG. But we scored the goals. Piatek had a fantastic performance for us. Those were his first goals of the season as well, all three of them. It's another game that we started off brightly on the front foot, though, and it was the second minute where Piatek grabbed his first one, driving inside the penalty area, flashing the ball across the goalkeeper. Like I say, a minute and 18 seconds on the clock when that hit the back of the net. We did get the other one about 15 minutes into the game, though. Kanderas playing at left back today, pulls it across for Piatek on his left foot, fires it past the goalkeeper, and he completed his hat-trick in the first half. Wojciech picking the ball up deep, finds Piatek on the right-hand side, who again is unchallenged into the area, and he absolutely leathers that one into the far corner. Next up, we were in Europa Conference League round of 16 action. We were away to Slavia Prague, 0-0 in this one. Probably about right. Maybe there could have been some goals, but a draw was a fair reflection on the game. We weren't great going forward. They were very good defensively. We did get back. We did actually qualify, though, in the home game. It was a 3-0 win over Slavia Prague. Luksak, Kogi and Zik with the goals in this one. Zik had a fantastic performance, and we absolutely battered Slavia Prague. So we progressed into the quarterfinals of the Europa Conference League. League-wise, though, we took on the team who we were fighting out for top spot with in Zaglibi, a 1-1 draw in this one. Simon Zizman, Luksak with a penalty in the 6th minute. Pluta got one back after the hour mark for Zaglibi for a 1-1 draw. So we dropped points again, but it was all even at the top. We only had the one shot on target all game, which tells you our struggles. We weren't great in this one. After that, league-wise, though, it was Wisla Krakow. I believe they're still bottom of the league. Korgi with a double and Zik from the penalty spot. Again, we were 2 up after 10 minutes, which was fantastic. Cocinelli got one back again after the hour for Wisla Krakow. But again, it was another one of those displays where we were dominant going forward. We created all the clear-cut chances. We had most of the ball. Massive XG. I do know that XG is inflated by the fact that we had a penalty. But, we scored the penalty, which is great. Lech 2 were up in the Cup quarter-final, the Polish FA Cup quarter-final, a 3-1 win in this one. Seneschal bagging his first goal, and Murillo as well, with their first goals for the club. Local derby, next up in the league against Cracovia, away from home. They went 1-0 up after 4 minutes. It was Yildirim with the goal. Elian Murillo with the double in the space of 5 minutes. Just not long after half an hour, we battered them. We really, really battered them. 0.19 their XG, 2.54 for us. So, like I say, we went behind early on to Cracovia. It was Omer Yildirim with the goal in the 4th minute. A good towering header there. The defenders really didn't cover themselves in glory. But we did strike back after half an hour. Markovic bringing the ball a long way forward, feeding Murillo. A tidy little finish there in front of a packed away crowd. Cracovia, like I say, this is a local derby for us, but we did bag the second just a couple of minutes later. Zik with good work, pulls the ball across, a little bit lucky with the deflection, but Murillo, the Colombian there, still had to do the work, and it was a fantastic header. Next up was Zaglibi Sosnowiec. Good performance in this one. We did go behind very early on in the 2nd minute to Grozmani, but Higor and Korgi both grabbing themselves a double. Again, another game in which we sort of dominated. We had, again, all the clear-cut chances, most of the possession, 16,000 fans inside of the stadium, which was fantastic, and a nice, comfortable 4-1 win in this one. We performed really, really well. Next up was the Conference League quarter-final, the first leg. We were drawn against Real Hispalis. We went away to Spain. Unfortunately, we did pick up a 1-0 defeat due to a 70th minute penalty by Real Hispalis. We didn't really play very well in this game. Tomasz Paul had a shocker. Zik had a shocker. Korgi wasn't the greatest either. Fullbacks weren't very good. So unfortunately we did lose the first game in front of 57,000 people. That's a huge crowd. League-wise, though, was Gornik. A 1-0 win in this one. Kenderes grabbing the only goal of the game in the second minute. We restricted them to no shots on target, though, so we had a very, very good defensive performance. So a thoroughly deserved win. Real Hispalis in the return leg, we brought them back to Poland and we put 2 past them. They had a player sent off after 13 minutes, which obviously helped as well. It was a very, very even game. Just looking at that XG max story there in the bottom corner. And we left it late to bag the winner. In fact, it was in extra time. We went to extra time. Kovac popped up in the 108th minute to send us into the semi-final, which was absolutely fantastic. Again, a couple of poor performances like Zik and Corgi, but the rest of the team were absolutely fantastic. And semi-finals of Europe. League-wise, though, it was LKS Lodz. It was a 0-0 draw again. We seem to like the 0-0 draws in this one. Corgi was sent off in the 60th minute. Ulrich had a good game for us. We probably deserved to lose, but we didn't, which is a mark of a good team. Even when you don't play well, you don't get beat. Legia 2 in the FA Cup semi-final was a 3-0 win. This was absolutely fantastic, and we get ourselves into the FA Cup final. We then took on Legia's senior team, the dominant team here in Poland, and we picked up a 2-1 win, which was absolutely fantastic. It was thoroughly deserved as well. Zupic with the penalty, Murillo in the 82nd minute. Zurek with the goal for Legia. So it was Zupic from the penalty spot early on. It's a great penalty, sends to keep the wrong way, high into the roof of the net. Stojanovic with the corner though for Legia. They did get one back. Zorek with the goal from the corner. But 82nd minute, Chizoba with a good ball forward into Zik. Pulls it across for Murillo. Possibly shades of offside there from Murillo. But I'm not going to complain. The goal was given in front of 28,500 people, and we beat the best team in Poland quite comfortably. And then most recently, I've done the first leg of the semi-final of Europa Conference League. We were drawn against Royal Antwerp. We scored all 6 goals in this game. 5 of them for us, 1 of them for Antwerp. They had the 1 shot on target. Their only goal of the game was an own goal by Piatek, but we won 5-1. Zik had an absolutely fantastic performance. Luksak from the penalty spot again, Corgi with a double, and Piatek with a goal as well. So 5-1 we are going into the second leg. We are back today league-wise though. We're playing against Rakov in the PKO BP Ekstraklasa. I think that's how you pronounce it. And today, if we have a look at the league table, is Championship decider time. We are comfortably clear at the top of the table, having only lost the 3 games all season, which is absolutely fantastic. We've scored the most goals in the league. We've conceded the fewest in the league. We've got the best goal difference, and we're currently sat 7 points clear with the game in hand. 34 games in the season, so if we win this game, we go 10 clear with only 9 left on the table. Wisla Plok and Zaglibi Sosnowiec, as you can see, are already relegated. So Radomiak probably are relegated. They've got 7 points to make up on Slask. So the bottom 3 is pretty much settled. Second down to 4th is pretty close, only the 6 points between them. But if the top 4 are pretty much settled as well. Piast aren't going to catch up to the top 4 now. But we're taking on Rakov. Rakov, who have had a poor season by their standards. And hopefully we can rack up the title today. Now, if we do get past Antwerp in the Conference League semi-final, we may have a special episode at the end of this season, which will be our first ever European final in this save. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we don't get somebody too difficult. Feyenoord have been ripping the league up. They finished top of the league stage of the Conference League. So today's lineup, anyway, guys, is going to be Ulrich in goal. It's going to be Kosorin as the right wing back today. He's not played too much football for us this season, but when he has filled in, he's done very, very well. We must have some injuries to Luksak, possibly. Bear with me, guys. No, he's still there. I don't know why he's not playing, but we'll go with it. Amakodo and Markovic as the 2 central defenders. Parent as the left back today. Piatek, Kenderes and Zupic as the 3 in midfield. Kwiatkowski, Kovac and Murillo as the front 3. So looking to pick up that league title. Right, and we're underway on title decider day. Legia have already played their game. They did win. We did have the condition of obviously Legia not winning. We could have been the title without actually having the champions without actually having played. But unfortunately, we've got to do it ourselves. It's Kwiatkowski feeds Murillo. The defender gets back to him, but Elia Murillo with his 6th goal of the season gives Wisla Krakow the lead in the 6th minute with a fantastic little bit of football there. It was a great ball forward by Kwiatkowski to pick him out. We got a little bit lucky with his touch here. The defender got back to him, but the ball ran kindly there for Murillo to fire us into the championship, as it were. That would put us 10 points clear. We could go 2 ahead here, though. Zupic with a corner. It's a good header clear. Luis helps it on further, but Piatek is there. He's got Zupic ahead of him. Feeds the ball into Kwiatkowski. Comes back out wide to the left to Parent. Driving into the penalty area. It's deflected cross. Headed clear. As Rakov do get the ball clear, but it's just going to come back because Markovic is there to pick it up. Finds Parent. What's he got ahead of him? He comes square inside to Zupic instead. Zupic feeds Piatek inside the area. No, he feeds Kwiatkowski for 2-0. Kwiatkowski makes it 2-0 with his 11th goal of the season. And we start early, guys. We do start early. For whatever reason in Poland, it's been a bit of a Achilles heel for us in the past is we've conceded early. We've turned the tables. And we are now the team who go ahead early. As Rakov do look to get back into it, though, with Luis. Good header clear by Markovic, though. Piatek's there to help further on. Finds Kovac. Kovac with a ball over the top. Murillo's not going to get there. Rapero mops up. Finds his goalkeeper, who goes long. Can we win the header? We can't. It's a good ball forward, but it's well read by Amakodo, who gets rid again. But again, the ball is just going to come back. Berisic feeding the ball out to the right-hand side to Luis. It's a great pass. Luis inside the area, pulls it across. A good defensive block by the number 29 there, which is Markovic. And we've managed to smuggle the ball out for a corner, which is going to be taken by Zableski. It's a deep one. It's headed clear by Amakodo. Kwiatkowski's there to help it further on. He can't do that there, Kwiatkowski. And thankfully, we do manage to get the ball clear. And at the half-time break, guys, we are in championship winning position. Nothing else happened in that half. We are on top, possession-wise, shots-wise. XG-wise, though, Rakov are slightly on top. Obviously, that last opportunity they had where it was 2 yards out counted for a lot of XG. They just didn't finish it. So I'm happy with how the guys are playing. We are 45 minutes away from the championship and our first attempt in Poland as well. We really locked in with Wisla Krakow. They had a decent team anyway, finishing 3rd in the table last season. And we've been able to just add a couple of players to it to really improve the team, get our mentality and our tactic across to them as well. And it's paid dividends. And we're going to be just a quick tour of Poland, really. We're not here for very long. Zupic feeds Murillo. It's a good effort from outside the area. The goalkeeper didn't move on his left foot there from the Colombian. Unfortunately for us, though, it did go wide, but Amakodo wins that header, but Berisic picks it up. He's looking to drive down the left-hand side. Piatek does well to get back to him. Probably could have stayed on his feet there, though, could Dominic, and pinch the ball off him, but Zupic steps in brilliantly, finds Murillo. Now, can he get us away up the other end? He's carrying the ball a long way here. He's come out wide to the left. Now he feeds Kovac, and it's a shocking pass in the end for Murillo, who did really well to get into that position. But we do come again with Piatek. Kwiatkowski feeding Murillo, coming in from the left-hand side. He's put it in the back of the net. Lino's got his flag up, though. We're going to get the obligatory VAR check here on Football Manager, and it is going to be disallowed for offside. Goal kick for Rakov. Akamodo. I keep saying Akamodo. Amakodo wins the header, though, and we come forward again with Kwiatkowski. Kozarin's lost the ball there. Berisic brings it forward. That's a good ball out wide to Luis again inside the penalty area. Pulls it into Kresmian, who I must admit did look offside himself. We're going to get the VAR check as per usual. See if the goal is actually given. I think it's going to be given offside, though. No, it's been awarded. It has been awarded. So Rakov have pegged us back. We're going to have a little bit of a shout at the boys, because here come Rakov again to Luis over the free kick. And it's a good one. It's gone just over the bar, though. Ulrich didn't move, so it can't have been that good. He obviously felt as though it was going to miss. But here comes Kozarin on the right-hand side, feeds Kanderes. Kosarin again. Good ball into the box. It's headed clear, though, by Marcelo. Zableski helps it further on. But thankfully, Kosarin does get back and get the ball back off them. Amakodo striding over the halfway line, feeding the ball to Piatek. Piatek with the ball forward. It's cut out, though. Kwiatkowski does well to win it back. Kanderes looking for Kwiatkowski again. The goalkeeper comes out, claims that one quite comfortably. I've got the feeling that Rakov are going to get a second goal here. It's Piatek into Kwiatkowski, feeding Murillo. Good ball. Murillo to make it 3-1. And he does. Elian Murillo with his third goal. His seventh goal of the season. Wisla Krakow's third goal of the game. And we've got 25 minutes left to win the title. Rakov are determined to spoil our party, though. They're still coming forward. They've won that header there, but it's fell to Piatek. Can he get Kwiatkowski away ahead of him? Needs to release it. He does, but it's not the best of passes. Kwiatkowski had to break his stride there. I could have done with that a little bit of ahead of him. Sifet coming forward. It's cleared by Markovic. Kosarin feeding Amakodo. Kosarin goes long. It's won by Marcelo. Zupic picks it up. Piatek finds Kwiatkowski. Over the top towards Murillo again. This combination worked last time. Murillo's in for his hat-trick and he bags it. It's his hat-trick. Elian Murillo with his 8th of the season makes it 4-1 to Wisla Krakow. And we continue our fantastic season here by thumping the pre-season favourites for second position in the table. Murillo scored 2 in the space of 3 minutes there to complete his hat-trick. And with just 15 minutes remaining of the game now, Wisla Krakow, the boys are coming forward again with Markovic and Amakodo striding over the halfway line, feeding Kwiatkowski. Good ball to Kovac. He's hit the post. It's going to be given offside. I thought it was offside again. Saw the linos flag go up in the top corner there. 10 minutes remaining though, guys. Hopefully the title is coming to Wisla Krakow. There's no doubt about it now. 10 points clear with only 9 left on the table. We're 4-1 up in this game. Unless Rakov can score 4 goals in the next 6 minutes, then we are the champions. The ball fed out wide to Kosarin. Murillo's hit the post looking for his 4th, but he's offside again. We do find ourselves offside a lot here at Wisla Krakow, but it's good. The guys are getting into position, and we're now looking to make it 5 from this corner. Zupic with the corner. It's headed clear, though. Manilov helps it clear. Ropero goes along. It's well won by Kanderes, though, but Luis picks up the ball. Strides over the halfway line again. Still going is Luis. He's got 2 red shirts around him. Feeds the ball forward. We should win that header. We don't. It's their own Kwiatkowski. Good save by Ulrich in goal. And Kwiatkowski goes across to take the corner. We just want full time now, ref. We want the trophy. You think the stadium would be a little bit more full for us to lift our... I believe it's going to be Wisla Krakow's first ever top flight title. Zvinsky heads that away. Now Murillo. It's cut out though. Ropero feeding the ball back out towards Seifert. Cross is blocked by Kosarin. I think we're just waiting for the whistle here now, guys. We're just waiting for the ref to blow the full-time whistle. We've had our allotted 3 minutes of injury time. Kwiatkowski with the corner. Ulrich comes out, claims that brilliantly. Come on, ref, blow the whistle. There is the whistle. We are the PKO BP Ekstraklasa champions for the first time in Wisla Krakow's history. It's been a fantastic season. We really did luck in with this one, though, with having a good team in place already, finishing 3rd last season and the manager retiring. Like I say, you'd think there'd be a few more people in the crowd, though, to see us lift our first ever league title here. But there we go. The boys lift the trophy a lot. It's been, like I say, an absolutely fantastic season. We are the champions. Now, like I say, I'm going to finish the season off. We are odds-on favourites to get to the final of the Conference League. We'll have a little bit of a special episode with it being our first ever European final, and we'll come back to do that European final. We do need to tick off Poland off the list, though, which, do you know what, I'll do it in the next episode. I haven't got it set up in the background. I'll do it in the next episode when we do the European final, providing we get there. But guys, thank you for watching. Maybe it's a little bit of a longer one, this one. I've decided to throw some of the goal highlights in there, just, you know, something a little bit different, try and give you guys a little bit more content. But yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching us lift the First Division title at the Polish First Division title at the first time of asking. Like I say, I do believe it is the first one in their history. No, it's not. It's not at all. It's their 14th. So I'll see you all next time, guys. Please remember to hit that thumbs up button and the subscribe button. And thank you very much for being here. Cheers.